Greetings from Maryland. About half a mile that way is a I guess a tributary. I don't know exactly what you call it. The main Potomac River is behind me. And I always thought the Potomac River was the line between Virginia and Maryland. But there's a little bit of the river that goes around this island. You know, it's like a creek almost, that they call the Potomac River. And that apparently is the Maryland-Virginia state line. The house I'm staying at is just south of that river, what they call a river. It's probably a river by Texas standards, but if you can see this big one behind me, it is what I call the real Potomac River. And this island I'm on is surrounded. It's an island, obviously, so it's surrounded by water. I guess it branches that way, which must be west because the sun is over there, and it's about 5 o'clock at night. Of course, I didn't bring the microphone out here. I've just walked half a mile down a gravel road and found this bench and said I'll make my weekly tip video here. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I think everybody heard me all right on the one Chillin with Leo earlier today. This is a beautiful island, and it's a research island by some college or university that has a big campus right on the main road over there. You can only access it from the Virginia side, or I guess a boat. But the only road is the bridge from almost right behind the house that I'm staying in. And I have a code I have to put in this electronic lock. I've been told I'm authorized to be here, but there's nobody else out here. I did walk out the other day and immediately regretted not bringing my big camera with the telephoto lens, which you can slide out a good ways, because there were about 8 deer grazing in the meadow. Actually, let me do a sweep here and I'll show you where I've just walked through. I'll go slow. You may see planes flying over also, which they seem to be my bane and curse. But let me see if I can turn this slow. Everything you see to that other tree line is the island. And yes, there's a plane going over right in front of me there. Fortunately, it's not interrupting. Oh, but see, there's a big black cloud coming behind the sun there, and there's those buildings, I'm fairly certain, are in Ashburn, but I wouldn't swear to it, so let me get back on here. I have a lot to catch you up on. It's been quite an interesting week. First, I joined a new gym company, kind of an umbrella company that has lots of gyms you can go to under it, but you can only go to one at a time. Well, obviously you can only go to one at a time, but you can only be a member of one at a time. It's called Fit and Active, I think. And I joined through my bank, or a national bank that I joined that's based in San Antonio. So if you're interested, you can join USAA Bank, and it has a perk program, and this Active and Fit is part of that perk program. Did I need another gym membership? No, and I'll probably end up canceling my Planet Fitness membership, because Planet Fitness is one of the gyms you can belong to through this. But I'm also keeping my 24-hour fitness membership because I only pay like $7 a month, which is a steal. So if I'm ever in an area, like when I go back to Texas, and they have lots of those, or actually when I'm in Denver next year, I notice they have a lot of them in Denver. But I have no real access to a hot tub here. The one at my parents' complex is broken more than it works, and the one 24-hour fitness that's close to here is 25 minutes in DC traffic, which could turn into 45 minutes rather easily. It was actually halfway between here and the house or the apartment I rented in Warrenton, or I say here to mean my parents' complex. It was about halfway, so about 25 minutes from either end, so I only stopped when I was coming to visit them, and now I don't have the place in Warrenton, so I have no real reason to go there. So I joined this. It's only $25 a month, which is actually cheaper than an LA Fitness membership, but a little bit, about $1 higher than the Planet Fitness membership. But there's no, for the month of August, there was no initiation fee, so it's truly just the $25 a month, which if I can bounce between a gym with a hot tub, which is LA Fitness, and there's two of them within about 7 miles of here that I can go to that have a decent hot tub. And then I can join, when I'm in another city or state, I can join another gym. If I want to go to Planet Fitness to tan, I can join them. You can apparently bounce around as much as you want. I haven't bounced yet because I wanted access to a hot tub. That is what I needed. I didn't need a gym membership. I needed the stress reduction of a hot tub. And Dr. Mabry even recommends I use a hot tub. So we'll throw a little bit of health in there. See, I do have my water bottle. I have my big camera. I have this regular cell phone, and I brought another cell phone to make the video, the same one I used, an older one that has a better front-facing camera. And I may make a video walking out using that one, but apparently it's a little short on storage. So I was trying to delete stuff. I thought, well, just use this one and then get home, clean that one off, maybe come back tomorrow. Okay, what else happened this week? Well, the charity I was working for used to have their staff meetings on Thursday night. And I guess last week we started having them Wednesday morning due to a conflict with one person and their children being home in the evening. So anyway, that got changed, which I have no problem with that. But I also started feeling like, you know, that little voice in your head that says maybe this isn't right for you. And the staff meeting this week made me really, really anxious. Dr. Mabry has prescribed a pill for me that basically blocks cortisol, or it blocks it from attaching to the adrenaline receptors, which keeps you from getting anxious. I got that when I had the cheek problem in Branson. But I'm not supposed to take it every day, and I don't use it very regularly, but Wednesday I needed it, and by Thursday I had resigned from the charity. I'm not going to go into a lot of details. I think it is a good and legitimate charity, but I just couldn't quite come to grips with getting their mission and my keystone goal in alignment, so it was just easier to separate and pursue my own health, which is basically what I told them in the separation letter. So anyway, that, and my father has been pretty supportive of it. Of course, I met them for lunch Wednesday, or met Dad. Mom was having a stomach issue. So Dad showed up and I showed up. And he said, well, you know, you don't make a lot there, so you're really not giving up a whole lot. And then today he's like, well, yeah, you could just go do some of those sits on the Papa Pal app and make up the little bit of money you were making there. And it wasn't about money. I really think I was the only one that could keep my standard of living with the stipend that they were offering. But several other people agreed to it. And then that seemed to become a problem, so I wasn't raising funds fast enough for them. But if you know me, I only have like 2 speeds. That's slow and stop. And I was going slow to be cautious. When you're raising money for a charity, you know, it has to be vetted, and I wasn't sure I vetted it properly when I said yes. So now I've said no, but that aligns with everything I've done over the last year to eliminate lesser goals so that I can move forward towards my keystone goal. So I'm trying to take Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off from work. Of course, I'm making a video today. I've already made one with Leo earlier today. Does that really work? Yes, it is. Videos are kind of difficult to make. But, well, if you're editing, they say editing is the worst part of it, and I don't edit a whole lot, as you can tell. That will come with time, or either I'll send it off to Jacob. I hope you can see the river back there. I haven't seen any or heard any boats, but there's another plane going off. Some are coming in, some are going out, and I thought they either all went one way or the other. I don't know. I'm still learning too much about these airports. But what else has happened since last week? Oh, Mom's pretty much decided that she likes the senior center. I think they're planning to go for lunch every day next week. Oh yeah, that one's kind of loud. Oh, and by the way, there's been a bear sighting on this island, so I'm kind of keeping an eye out, hoping I can get a good picture when it's a long ways away, and then I can scurry on behind the gate and get back in the car before it gets too close. The neighbor, I mentioned in the Chillin' with Leo that the neighbor was kind of upset that I put the trash out last night because there's a bear in the neighborhood. I had a bear in the neighborhood in Warrenton, and we put trash out in trash bags, not even in trash cans. And he or she never bothered it. But they can get acclimated to trash and food, human food, and then they become a problem. And I think this particular bear has gone into the neighbor's trash can. But the family that I am sitting for are vegans, so I don't think the bear is going to go after vegan scraps. He can eat a leaf or a piece of grass. He doesn't need to go for lettuce and asparagus. Of course, there is meat scraps in there now, so he might get confused. He or she might get confused and say, oh, there's chicken bones from the chicken wings I've been cooking and some grease from bacon and stuff, but I don't get rid of much meat. It all goes to nourish me. I try not to give it to Leo, even though he really, really wants it. That looks like, oh, that must be, I'm going to get a picture of that. That's the KLM going back to Amsterdam. I was hoping to catch it landing one day. I've flown that flight from Dulles to Amsterdam before. It's a daily, obviously nonstop across the ocean. It must land at 2 and leave at 5 or 5:30, whatever it is right now. But I'd hoped to be out here about as it got closer to sunset so I could get good pictures of the deer. All in all, life is going really good. I apologize I didn't get a tip of the week in last week, but my tip of the week this week is to not be afraid of change. If you don't feel you're a good fit somewhere, move along. And another tip is once you figure out your diet, you will lose the weight. I have been dropping like a pound a day over the last week, even adding in some pasta, adding in some rice, adding in some Belgian cookies that the homeowners left for me. But that's all glucose, and your body needs glucose. In fact, the day I was so stressed, my ketones hit 0.9, and I'd been averaging about 0.3 or 0.4, which is technically not nutritional ketosis. So 0.9 is like some of the highest I've been. I've been over like 1.1 before, but that was when I was really, really trying at the beginning. So this morning I weighed in at 217.8, which is a good 50 pounds off the max, and only, I think it's 32 pounds from my goal weight. So I'm doing pretty good on that. But the tip of the week is to, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. And don't be afraid if you make a mistake to just backtrack and say, oops, I made a mistake. It's time for me to correct that mistake and move on in the proper direction. And the proper direction for me is putting my health first. Hence why I joined a gym to get the relaxation of the hot tub. And then when I joined, the hot tub and the pool was broken because the HVAC was out in that area, so they had to shut down. They reopened it a couple days ago, and I went today and about fell at the shower because it was so darn slippery. So I told the guy, I said, oh, well, there's supposed to be a mat. We'll have to find that. Like, yeah, before I owned the gym by breaking my rear end, trying to get by the shower to get to the hot tub. Anyway, I trust that they'll get it fixed, but in the meanwhile, I'm going to go to the other one that I've been going to while that one was broken. It's only like a couple miles further. I think it's 5 miles total, and the other one's about 3. So not a big difference. That other one is a little bit closer to my parents, and I need to go over there. I went to a secondhand store today and bought, I think, 4 t-shirts, 1 tank top, and 3 what they considered swimming suits. I just thought they were shorts, but all for like 20 some dollars, because as I get ready for this cruise, I'm trying to take things that if I don't want to bring them back, I'm okay with just leaving them. So I'm buying what I told the girl was disposable clothes, so I can wear them. Don't worry about it if I bring them back, give them to somebody on the island, give them to somebody, throw them away, whatever. Probably just leave them, donate them to somebody that needs them worse than me. But they're only like $3 a pair of shorts, $3 a t-shirt. I gave a whole bunch of t-shirts away when I moved because they didn't have space. So now I'm I want to cut the sleeves out so I have some kind of like tank top things to start getting a little more sun as I walk the dog, and there's a little birdie, a little swallow flying over. There's another airplane. It's going a whole lot faster than that big one going to Europe. Anyway, that's probably enough rambling today. I'm officially unemployed again, except for the gig economy. So I'm going to put the pedal to the metal with YouTube, and I am conscientiously downloading videos from the CP59 Fit channel, transferring them over to this, and they will all post while I'm on the cruise. So thank you for watching both of them. There's a link below called Koji, K-O-J-I. That'll take you to whatever channels you want to go to, and any other links I have. You can ask me a question down there, which I hope some people will do so I can make sure it works. There's no fee to do that at this point, but someday there may be. So let's see if it works, and there's a way you can give me a gift or a tip or whatever you want. I don't need it, but if you want to try it out, feel free to do so. I think it's called tip jar, or it might say, you know, is my content valuable to you? I am sweating like a pig out here. It is rather hot and humid. I think it got to 90 here today, and the sun is just going behind that big black cloud. So maybe I ought to explore a little bit more as I walk back. I will try to switch. You can hear the frogs. I think they're frogs. And if you're on my Facebook page, you can see pictures of the juvenile red-tail, we think it's a female juvenile red-tail hawk that landed in my backyard yesterday as I was starting to cook dinner. I got some good photos with the telephoto lens, and there was some kind of bird of prey across one of these fields. I got some photos, but I can't see them too well on that screen, 4-inch screen on the camera, so I'll offload those when I get home. Hopefully I'll have some deer photos right on the other side of that first row of trees, but I hope the bear is not out eating one of them, or if he is, I hope he's not hungry anymore. There's a lot of birds. They kind of look like, I don't know what they look like. I guess it's all swallows going into the trees. I hope they're not grackles. Like I say, this research island is owned by some college that has some buildings. Those may be their buildings, I don't know. I haven't ever seen them from this side. It's kind of a funny name, like Janelia, J-A-N-I-E-L-L-A or something. I did just post on my YouTube, no, not YouTube, Instagram and Facebook when I landed on the island, when I walked into Maryland, which was quite an interesting thing for me to walk across the state line. But like I say, the only access to this island is from Virginia via road. I'm sure you could pull up a boat and climb up a steep bank here, but you can see the shoreline of this river. It's down there a ways. You could probably get up here if you really tried, but I'm not eager to try that, and I'm not eager to get in the river. But I didn't bring the dog because the first thing he likes to do is jump in the river, probably that other one that's much, much smaller. But I was told I'd have to give him a bath with the hose if I brought him over here, and then make sure his ears were dried out good, or else he could get itchy ears. I wasn't ready to do that. I wanted to explore it first, but I may bring Leo out one day. Y'all have a great day. Love you. Appreciate you listening. Bye-bye.